Welcome, guys. Today we will learn how to create a simple test case in Playwright and how to execute it. So, like we understood the folder structure in the last class. So today, as I've already mentioned you that under the test folder, we will create the test case. So I will create one test case. I'll name it as my first test case dot spec.js because in okay, so the naming convention got so dot js is got missed over here dot js. Okay, so as I've in Playwright, every test case will be called as a spec file. Okay, so let's start writing a test case. So the first line that we have to write is require. Require is a keyword in Node.js project whenever we want to import any module. So here, as you can see, as soon as I've written require, it auto-populated with the Playwright test module. So this is the Playwright module, and require is the keyword to import the specific module which consists of all our required tasks. Okay, required function, everything is present under that Playwright slash test module. So I will keep that inside a test function. So what is test? Test is a function to write the test case in Playwright. Okay, so I will create a test function. So test, I've already mentioned, it is a function to write the test cases in Playwright. So this takes two arguments. The first one is the title, that is the name of the test case. Okay, so what is the test case? I'll make it as my first test case. Okay, my first test case. And second, it takes the parameter as the function. Okay, so I will write a function. Okay, and I will write this and I will put a semicolon. So this is the basic structure of a test case in Playwright. So the next thing is, this is not yet completely ready. So in JavaScript, the test case execution is always asynchronous. That means, suppose you have a test case called open a browser, then navigate to a page, then enter username and password. Okay, name and password, and after that, I will click on enter. So what happened in JavaScript? Test case execution is always asynchronous in nature. It is not synchronous. That means everything will not execute in a sequential manner. So imagine this entering username and password. Suppose it took 3 seconds to execute or 3 seconds to execute. So meanwhile, JavaScript will not wait till it performs the operation. It will click on the enter button. So obviously the test case will fail. So that is the only reason why, because to avoid this kind of problem, Playwright has introduced one keyword that is await. So you need to write await keyword before each line in the Playwright script. Okay, and as we have to write await to why we are writing await, because it is asynchronous in nature. So to make everything as async, we have to add a keyword called async in the test case. And to make the test cases very lightweight, instead of a normal function, we will use an arrow function over here. As we all know that we have three type of function in JavaScript, that is declarative, anonymous, and arrow function. So this arrow function is introduced in ES6 version. Okay, so I will write this. So till now this is done. Next task is uh, Playwright does have different fixtures by using which we will be able to create a new and fresh instance of a browser. So to make it, like, how does Playwright will understand that it is a fixture as its parameter? So we have to keep it under the parentheses. So browser is one of the fixture which is present in the Playwright. Okay. So what does this browser does? So suppose uh, whenever we execute any test cases, you might have observed first you have to open a new context of a browser. This is a new context. Okay, so as this is my new context, but you can see whatever the things that I've bookmarked, everything is open over here. And also, if I've supposed added some plugin, that also it is opening with the all the details that I have set with this browser context. Okay, so to create a fresh browser context without any plugin, any proxy, we have to use a method called as browser dot new context. Okay, so this what exactly it will do, it will create a fresh new browser context of a specific browser that will give in the config file. So that is the later part. So it will create a new browser context. Okay, so whenever we will have some complex scenario where we want to open the browser with some specific proxy, so in that case, we can properly utilize this new context method. But as of now, I'm just creating a fresh context without any plugin, any proxy, or any like add-on service. Okay. So as I've told you, I will keep await before each and every line. So I will store it as a constant. I'll store this in a constant variable, that is context. I will name it as a context. I will make it as a context. Okay. After that, when if you can see after creating the new context, it is opening a new tab where it will start the execution. So this will treat as a page. Okay, new page. So using that variable context dot new page, I will create a new page. So where exactly I'll store this? I will store this under a variable called as page. Okay, so page is also one of the fixture that we have in Playwright. Okay. After that, I will write page dot go to. Okay, in the browser, I will open suppose google.com. Okay, https www. I think I've missed the forward backslash www dot google.com. Okay, so I will remove this bracket over here. Await page dot. Here I missed the await. For every line you have to put await because this line will execute only after this line will successfully complete. So fifth line will only execute when the fourth line will successfully execute. Likewise, sixth will execute only the fifth line will successfully execute. So it will wait till the time the previous line successfully executed. So that is the only reason why, because we have put the await over here. Okay. So this is the simple structure of a playwright test cases. Okay. So now, how we'll execute this? We will execute using npx. What is npx? Npx stands for node package execute. By using this, you can able to execute test case. So npx playwright test. So by default, all the test cases in Playwright will run in headless mode. Okay, so I will just execute this npx playwright test. So whenever we hit this npx playwright test, so what exactly it does? Running 9 tests. So what exactly it is executing? It's executing this file also. So what I will do, I will just stop the execution. Okay, I will remove these things because anyway we'll understand this, right? I'll also remove this test example. Okay, so now again I'll click on the up arrow and I will hit npx playwright test. So what exactly it will do? It's still running 3 tests. So why it is running 3 tests? Because if I'll go to the playwright config.js, it's executing the same test cases in Chromium, in Firefox, in WebKit browser. So what exactly this project, so these things we'll understand. So what exactly I will do, I will remove everything which we did not know as of now. So I'll remove this everything. Don't worry, I will make you understand this concept, what are the things I've removed. Okay, so I will remove everything. So we will learn everything one by one. Don't worry. Nothing to worry. What I have removed? Okay. Using project, I have removed this project as well. Okay. And also I have removed this thing. Okay. So I've removed everything. So whenever we hit the npx playwright test, it will come to the configuration under module.export. This is the object defined config object where it will execute whatever the test case present in the test directory, that is tests folder. Okay. So as of now, I want to show you one thing. See, this is a timeout concept. So this is one of the wonderful feature that we have in Playwright, that if at all a particular test case will fail with some timeout, Playwright will by default wait up to 30,000 millisecond. That means 30 second. After that only it will give us a timeout issue, which is the best feature. That this feature was not there in the previous tool. Okay, so as soon as the test element is not visible, it's supposed to give us the timeout issue. But here in Playwright, by the default timeout, you can see over here, Playwright test enforces a timeout for each test 30 seconds by default. That means it will wait up to 30 seconds before it will give you a timeout issue. And if you want to override the timeout value, you can give under set in config. That means you can write under the config file, under the test directory, you can write timeout. Okay, here you can write, suppose I will give as 40,000. Okay, and after that, you can see if you want to put in a test case level, that also you can set in this way. Okay, and after including this feature, this is only for the test case execution. And if at all you put some assertion, okay, for the assertion also there is a timeout that you can set. See, expect timeout. Expect means that is a feature, like if you have some put some assertion. Okay, So what it will do, set the expect timeout in the config. So likewise, you can set expect. So what exactly I'm doing right now? By default, Playwright is giving 30 second before giving a timeout, but I have overridden that value to 40 seconds. So this is different. This is if you have put some assertion, so that you want to override. So for every assertion, before the test case will say the assertion got failed, it will wait this much of time before saying the value got timed out. So that is the reason your assertion got failed. Okay. So this we will learn later. No problem. Okay. The next thing is we go to config file. Okay, so here I will execute like on which browser I want to execute. So browser name, see, it's everything is auto populating. Okay, here I'm writing chromium. Okay, so it will, whenever I'll hit the npx playwright test, it will come to the test directory. It will find whatever the test file, that means spec file, present under the test folder, and it will execute the specific test cases. Okay, and using this, you can also see the report. Okay, see, you can also see the report. Okay, the report part will later. Will we have not configured yet. So for adding the report, you can write reporter equal to HTML. Okay, so report part for the report part will have a separate session. Okay, so see. So now if you see the test case got executed, but it successfully passed, but I can't see anything, right? Because by default, Playwright will execute all the test cases in headless mode. To make it headed, we have to write npx playwright test headed. So what happened? It will open the Google, because I've written the Google test case, right? So it will open the Chrome browser and it will exit open a google.com, and it will close the browser as soon as the test case execution stopped. Okay, so this is a basic structure of a playwright test cases, how you can start with the playwright test cases, and we also learn what is test, what is async, what is await. So everything we learned in the next session, we will learn how the report will look like and other thing we'll learn. Okay, so till then, thank you, goodbye, we'll meet in the next video.